today we're talking about Retin-A, and I have been asked to share my experience, and I thought, yes, I wanted to talk about this. And I've mentioned Retin-A before in skincare videos and just in other skincare favorites type videos as well. And I was asked to share my experience because I've been on Retin-A for quite some time. My first sort of encounter with Retin-A, I would say, was back in 2012. And before I go into that whole experience and the dermatologist and talking about my current prescription of Retin-A that I'm using, I want to just kind of preface this by telling you about my skin. It is, I would say, combination oily. I have been experiencing more dryness lately. In the last year, I've noticed that there's been more dryness around my nose, around my chin. If I look close, my chin is a little bit on the dry side today, and it looks like it's going to start peeling again. And I do suffer from cystic acne, and I'm pretty sure you're looking at the video and thinking, really, because my skin looks pretty good. Yes, I'm wearing a lot of makeup, but I do have some marks left over from recent breakouts. I've had a couple in the month of August, and then I've got one that hurts, and you might still be able to see it through my foundation, but that's the kind of acne that I suffer from. I don't really break out anywhere else. It's just here in my cheek area. For what reason? Who freaking knows, right? Cystic acne is one of those very difficult type of acne to treat because of the fact that there is no solid testing or information really out there in the medical field that says this is exactly what causes cystic acne. It's so many different things. It could be, an imbalance of hormones. It could be just triggered by so many things internally. And cystic acne is, like I said, very difficult, and it is difficult to treat. And not everything out there for acne is going to work for cystic acne. And I can tell you right now, I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying everything over the counter, and nothing really works as well as Retin-A has for me. And this is just my experience, because these cystic acne bumps and breakouts, if you will, they don't respond very well to topical things because they're so deeply rooted in the skin. It's not just the surface. They go all the way under the skin, and they start in the layers of the skin, and that bacteria starts sort of creating and festering, and then eventually it erupts, and then that's when you have that breakout that you can actually physically see on the top of the skin. It's very painful. It feels like a bruise. Sometimes in the past I've had it where I couldn't even sleep on my side because just anything touching my cheeks would cause a lot of pain. So with that, I chose to start taking care of my skin and really sort of analyzing what I'm using. And I made the choice to go see a dermatologist because I was tired of looking at myself in the mirror and looking at acne and feeling like nobody can see me. They just see all of this acne all over my face. And it just made me feel down. It made me feel just really low and depressed. And I just looked at myself in the mirror. I had really, I can't even talk. I had really low self-esteem. And, I just wanted to have clear skin because I felt like that I didn't feel like that was too much to ask. So in 2012, right after the new year, I decided to make an appointment to see a dermatologist, and I was living in Colorado at the time. And I went in and asked to see if there was anything that could be done about my skin. And that's when the dermatologist mentioned Retin-A and what it could possibly do for my skin. I was also put on oral acne medication, doxycycline type of antibiotic type thing, that you take to help clear out anything in your blood. It just starts from the inside internally and just works its magic in your body. And I was on that for a couple of weeks. And I also had cortisone injections put into each of my breakouts, and that is very, very painful, but they were injected directly into the center of every single cystic bump that I had. And then within several hours, the bump was gone. It was still underneath my skin, the bacteria and the breakout itself, but it wasn't bumpy. It was just a little bit smoother, and that was really painful, but it really did help. So that was when I first started Retin-A, and Retin-A is basically tretinoin, which is a vitamin A derivative, and it's mixed with other things. That's actually made in a lab, mixed with different ingredients, and on my little tube, it tells me all the ingredients that's in it. And this is something that I have been using pretty consistently. I started off on the lowest percentage, which is where most doctors would put anyone who's going to start off using this, because there are a lot of side effects with this. Just like there is when you use new skincare products, your skin is going to react differently. But with Retin-A in particular, there's a lot of side effects to sort of expect when using this. And it's one of those things where it can give you really good skin, but it can also, in the process of doing so, make your skin really bad. And it's just that whole purging phase of it working underneath the skin. And honestly, a lot of things over the counter does not really tackle deep down into the skin as prescription drugs do, just because it's just not, companies can't sell products over the counter with a lot of really potent ingredients as you would get in a prescription medication or prescription drug. It's different. So with that, that's why I just decided to go see a dermatologist, because I was tired of spending my money on everything from Clinique to Proactive to Murad to Mario Badescu to every single brand that I could think of. I have tried and nothing really did work. So the lowest strength is where you're going to start off if you're going to start using Retin-A, and it's one of those products that you have to use. You have to be consistent with it, honestly. For me, it was something that I thought, okay, it's just as simple as using a very gentle, mild cleanser. It was either Cetaphil or CeraVe. Those are the two that were recommended to me by my dermatologist at the time. He said to just use that, a real gentle moisturizer, and keep everything very, very simple, because this is such a powerhouse product that you don't really need to have a ton of other things. And if you have this, you can use a very simple cleanser and a simple moisturizer that you use both AM and PM if you cleanse twice, or just whenever you cleanse and moisturize. That's all you need. You don't have to use all these kind of expensive products. You don't have to invest money in all of these different products to have a routine or a regimen per se, because this is something that will sort of give you better results than anything over the counter. Now, that's just in my experience. I have had better results with this than with anything else that I've ever used. So when I started the Retin-A back in 2012, I did experience a lot of redness, a lot of peeling, a burning, sort of stinging sensation in my skin. I could not put on any sort of foundation, any powder, any concealer, because the moment I took a brush and started buffing it in, I would start lifting the dead skin and that peeling would happen. It is part of the process and it will subside, but it was something that I had to deal with. So my face was very red and it just didn't match the rest of my body, and it just looked very disproportionate. But I just sort of stuck with it because I felt like this was going to be something that was good for me. So I just pushed through those, I would say, eight-ish weeks before my skin sort of got back to its normal texture. It was kind of bumpy, like I said, peeling, redness, putting water, splashing water in my face would actually burn my face and that stinging sensation. But it went away, I would say, after 8 weeks, and I noticed that, yes, I had lots of breakouts at the start, but I slowly started to see a decrease in my cystic acne, which to me was just, I felt like this was a game changer, and it still is for me. So I was on the lowest percentage of the Retin-A for about 8 weeks, and then I found out that I was pregnant. I was not expecting to get pregnant because I had challenges with trying to conceive, and that's a whole different subject. And once I found out that I was pregnant, I had to discontinue the Retin-A and also the oral medication, because they're an absolute no-go if you're pregnant, trying to conceive. If you are nursing, you cannot use any of this stuff. So I went throughout my whole pregnancy, and actually I had a little extra oil production because I was just very glowy and had that pregnancy glow. But my skin did not act up. I was so completely shocked, and I was just like, what in the heck is going on? I'll take it. Whatever it is, I'll take it. So I had smooth sailing through my pregnancy, thank God. And, once I gave birth, I started getting the acne back, and I got it bad. And thankfully, once I stopped breastfeeding my son, I decided to go back to my doctor and say, you know what, I'm ready, because I don't plan on having any more kids for a while. I'm done breastfeeding. My son is now eating baby foods and all that stuff. He was around 10 months, and this was in 2013, so around October. So I went back to the same sort of strength and used that up until this year. I would say, I think it was in May. When I started this dosage, which is a little stronger. And so from 2013 until May of 2016, I was using that lower dosage. And at first, again, the redness, the peeling, and I also used the Retin-A in conjunction with a clindamycin solution, which is like a topical, it smells like straight up alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, but it was supposed to help kill the bacteria, which I still have that I use occasionally. And once I got used to that. My skin cleared up. Like when I was in Colorado recently, and I didn't have a whole ton of breakouts when I first moved to Georgia last year, but slowly I started breaking out again. And it was this year around March and April. I had lots of like breakouts on my chin. I had lots of redness here. I was getting more cystic bumps again. And I thought, why am I still breaking out with the Retin-A? Because I had clear skin for a very, very long time. And I took that for granted, I guess. So when I saw a esthetician, I had a face-to-face consult, she said it's because your skin is already acclimated. So once your skin gets used to that sort of percentage and you've been on it for quite some time, she says you need to be bumped up to the next level. So that's when I got on to the 0.05%, which is in the middle. There's 3 different percentages. And this definitely wrecked my skin for, I would say, the first 10 weeks. It was rough. And even still today, it's been like 17, 18 weeks now that I've been using this, and I still get the peeling on my chin. But it has reduced the amount of breakouts. Like, I don't have any breakouts on my right side, which is completely bizarre because I always get breakouts on my cheek. I haven't had a cystic bump here in many, many months. My left side is a different story. Like, it's still breaking out. So I attribute my clear skin for the most part. I would say my skin is, I have one currently. I'll take it. It's not a big deal. I can deal with it. But this is really what's given me the clear skin that you guys see in my videos. Yes, I have some texture right now, some little redness. I do get blackheads. I have larger pores, but none of those things are going to be fixed by this. This is just really more for the cystic acne or more persistent acne that just doesn't seem to go away with anything topical. So I truly enjoy using the Retin-A, and it is something that can give me really good skin, but at the same time, it also does cause irritation. It does cause my skin to be dry. Therefore, I do produce a little bit more oil, and I look greasier and oilier throughout the day. I do still get peeling with it, and I do still break out. This is not going to be something, if you're interested in it, going to be something that completely does away with your acne forever, and you'll never have a breakout again. It's something that will happen, but this sort of helps control it, and it does take some time to get your skin adjusted to it. But I've had really great results with the Retin-A, and I do recommend it if you are someone who has cystic acne or very persistent acne, or maybe even acne that consumes larger portions of the face. I've been there, trust me, I feel your pain if you're watching. It is definitely something that I have enjoyed, and it does work for me. And just to kind of give you some encouragement, if you are going to go see a dermatologist, just know that there is something out there, and it's going to be trial and error. Just because you try something that they prescribe and it doesn't work doesn't mean that that's it, that there's nothing else you can try. And it does take time, so you have to have patience. I am not patient. Patience is not a virtue I possess. So I'm like, I want it to work now. I actually needed this to work 2 days ago. But with persistence and just keeping it, just every single day being religious about using it. Lately though, I have been using the Sunday Riley Luna oil. The sleeping oil has retinol in it, and it's housed in oil, so it helps. And I've noticed when I use that, I don't wake up with any peeling or any dryness. But when I use this, I do get really dry, which is probably why I overproduce oil. And that's probably why I have that oil production, because my skin is very dehydrated, because this is some intense cream. Like, this ain't no joke. But I do like it a lot. So if you are interested in using this, definitely talk to your doctor. I got my prescription, my second prescription for it back in 2013 from just my general medical doctor that I go to if I feel sick or anything. They're able to prescribe you. You don't actually have to see a dermatologist unless you have really persistent acne, which I would say it's definitely worth it, because that's what they do. They know about the skin, and they can help you out. And had I not done that, I probably would still be breaking out all over the place, and I would be, sad and feel that low self-esteem. So I do feel like it was definitely worth the investment to go and, just go and talk to somebody about it and see, because you may not need this cream. It could be something as simple as using a solution that you put on a cotton pad and rub that in. That could be sufficient for your skin. But for me, I feel like my skin has responded pretty well with the Retin-A. Yes, I've had some side effects, still breaking out, not as bad though. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm getting a little older. 30's knocking, and I ain't answering. And I've noticed that even with this strength, or the other strength that I was on, I was still breaking out. So maybe it's just as I'm getting older, maybe, you know, my skin is changing, which could very well be the reason. But honestly, I have always talked about this as being a game changer and how it's transformed my skin, and it has. And I definitely would recommend it. Retinol is one of those things where, pure retinol actually, is one of those that's proven to work for wrinkles and giving you smooth skin, and also helping with treatment of acne, which is usually what the Retin-A is prescribed for. So I hope that this video was helpful. I know I talked a lot, but I just wanted to kind of tell you guys my experience with it and how this has helped my skin tremendously. And it's something that I don't think that I could stop using, even though I incorporate some other retinol or, you know, anti-aging products with retinol that can help sort of regulate my acne. I still think I will always have this with me in my, you know, skincare stash in my bathroom, because I do know that it does work and it has given me, you know, the clear skin that you guys see. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful with my experience on Retin-A and how it has transformed my skin. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. I will do my best to answer as soon as possible. I appreciate your love and support and for watching this video and spending some of your day with me. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up the video, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. It's listed in the description box. As always, have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.